It's the last Monday of the month of September, the year 2025. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning News. And this is the first bulletin of the day, and it's coming to you live from the news app here at Adesawe Kanda. We are live on Facebook, it's TV3 Ghana, and on DSTV, it's channel 279. My name is George Queen. Top of the stories is that. Founding MPP member Nyaho Tamaklo urges military deployment to forest as he criticizes government's slow approach in tackling illegal mining. And as millions of people continue to live without adequate shelter, calls are intensifying for innovative solutions to meet the growing housing demand. Also coming up this morning, rice farmers in northern Ghana complain about low market prices and inadequate support from the government. Well, we have details of these stories and many more coming up in the next 20 minutes. If you spend your time with me, you can also get interactive with us. We're live on Facebook, it's TV3 Ghana. And now, founding member of the New Patriotic Party, Togbi Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, has called on government to deploy the military to forest zones to tackle the Galamsey menace. He has criticized government for its supposed gradual approach to the fight against Galamsey. Take a listen.
Politicizing, which is very unfortunate. Very, very important. And that is why probably we are not being able to take drastic measures. Look, I have been a military man before. And when you have situations of this nature, those who can solve it and solve it once and for all are the military. All you have to do is to deploy them into various affected areas. The riversides and the forests. And military know what to do. They know what to do. They will make sure that no one comes even a centimeter close to the area. You follow me? And until that is done, I believe strongly in that. Others might have different opinions. But until that is done, I can assure you we are just wasting our time. But this sort of gradual approach to the problem will not, it's been tried before, it never works. It was tried by Akufo-Addo, it never worked. Even to the extent that Frimpong Boateng wrote an extensive report on this. It sat on the desk of the president for years. Nothing was done about it because there were characters involved who was close to the president then. You follow me? I mean, where we are now, we have to be very careful. Very, very careful. The signs are there. Everybody is crying that there must be an emergency. Emergency, not emergency engulfing the whole country for these specific areas. And knowing our troops and how they do work, if they are sent there and they are given directives, they know exactly what to do. They have officers there who will tell them what to do. And I can assure you, within 6 months, we shall start seeing changes in not only in our rivers, but in the forest as well.
And our Vice President of Imani Africa, Kofi Bentil, says the government should consider confiscating lands affected by illegal mining from traditional chiefs and placing them under state control to help tackle the menace. He says the declaration of security zones over forest and water bodies, though a welcome move, is not far-reaching enough.
This government, with all the goodwill it has, actually does the substantive things that make a difference. I am happy that they listen. I'm happy that they've declared the security zones. It is not enough. Yeah. Let me explain. If you declare a security zone, how long can you keep the people there? Number two, who owns the land? So there were a number of things that I said. And let me repeat. If somebody decides to go and pour mercury on the land, decides to go and put a champagne on the river and mess it, and the fishes are dead. If somebody decides to rip up a forest, and listen, the name forest reserve means we have reserved it from normal exploitation. How do you go into a reserve to go and rip it up and mine it? So my point is this. If somebody decides to do that, forfeit the land. They are poisoning the land, and all of us are suffering from it. That chief should lose the land. So I'm saying, go beyond security zones. If you catch somebody anywhere around the Galamsey place, forfeit that whole land to the state. That would bring up issues of ownership, etc. So even if you are not there, the person can access the land back. Sure.
And now to the camp of the NDC. The national chairman, that's Johnson Esiedun Ketia, says the prosecution of corrupt officials should not be seen as a witch hunt. And he made the comments during the tour of the Eastern region as part of his second phase of a nationwide thank you tour.
We are arresting all those who have involved themselves in corruption. This will not be witch hunts. It will just be ensuring the right thing is done.
Well, away from the camp of the NDC, the campaign team of the New Patriotic Party presidential hopeful, Kennedy Japan, is demanding immediate disciplinary action against two regional party chairmen for what they describe as gross anti-party conduct. A statement signed by Kwesi Kwarteng, campaign spokesperson for Kennedy Japan, cited two disturbing videos circulating on social media, describing the remarks in the video as grave violation of the NPP constitution. The statement accused the two regional chairmen of undermining party unity and the credibility of the electoral process. The Japan camp argues that it is insufficient for party leadership to simply distance itself from the controversial remarks. Instead, they're calling for sanctions to send a strong message to all party leaders and faithful. And then the statement warns that failure to act swiftly and decisively could fuel public perception of bias within the party and lend weight to accusations of a rigged process. Kennedy Japan's team is meanwhile reaffirming its commitment to transparent, free and fair electoral process, adding that robust anti-rigging mechanisms have already been established. Well, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the morning news, the first bulletin of the day on TV3. In more news this morning, it is a basic human right, yet millions the world over do not enjoy this necessity. According to UN Habitat, out of every 8 persons today, at least 3 do not have access to adequate housing, and out of every 4 persons, at least 1 is living in an informal settlement or slum. In this report, Portia Gabo looks at homelessness and how innovative housing solutions could be key to addressing the global housing crisis.
According to UN Habitat, adequate housing is more than shelter. It is the foundation for human dignity, health, safety, and opportunity. Yet today, 2.8 billion people experience some form of housing inadequacy. 1.1 billion live in informal settlements and slums, and more than 300 million are homeless.
We can't build a livable world if people don't have a place to live. Housing is a human right. It is a public good, and it is crucial to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals.
At 1 a.m., female headquarters, popularly referred to as Kayayi, have made the street of Tema Station their home because they lack accommodation after migrating from different parts of the country, especially the northern sector to Accra, to make ends meet.
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Yes,
we are not okay here. It is not our wish to be out here. We are at the mercy of the weather. When it rains, we have to stand all night until it stops. We don't have accommodation here. If we had decent and affordable accommodation, we will be okay.
Here, wives, grandmothers, aunties, sisters, pregnant and nursing mothers, and even babies sleep in the open despite the risk.
Some unscrupulous people worry us here. They sexually abuse us and rob us.
During the day, this same location serves as a bus terminal. At night, the women call it home.
Those who even have a place to sleep, like they rented, very difficult because the landlord, they are facing problem with the landlord. because it's a fixed price they were given to them. Every Saturday you have to pay your room, or Friday. So now, in case you go to market for the whole week and you haven't get anything, what will happen? You will be rejected by the landlord.
The homeless situation does not only affect the female porters, but cuts across different demographics.
I sell youth clothes at Katamanto. I don't have a place to sleep. That is why I sleep on the street.
Some key causes of homelessness include poverty, unemployment, and lack of affordable housing. For those who cannot pay rent, they settle for wooden structures in slum communities. According to the Ghana Statistical Service, about 4.8 million people are living in slums in the country.
57% of households are in urban areas. 46.1% of households exhibit slum conditions. 29.5% of urban households live in slum neighborhoods. 30.7% of our urban population are living in slums, compared to the global average of 24.7% and sub-Saharan African average of 53.9% over the same period.
Here, one can rent a wooden structure for as low as 50 cedis a month, but this comes without basic social amenities like water, sanitation, and toilet facilities.
Here is my kitchen. Here I cook. And here is my bath.
Affordable accommodation should be at the forefront of sustainable development. In the midst of the global housing crisis, some innovations such as the use of shipping containers reused as homes could be a potential solution.
Convert a shipping container to a regular home, insulate, have your electricity, have your plumbing pipes in. It's relatively, I would say 50% less expensive than a brick and mortar.
Beyond these innovative solutions, governments the world over must invest in truly affordable housing schemes and land trusts to help the homeless and vulnerable who cannot afford to pay rent. Indeed, affordable housing is more than just brick and mortar or a physical structure. It's about safety, dignity, and identity. Portia Gabo, TV3 News, Accra.
Well, Ghana's housing deficit stands at 1.8 million housing units, and this is far, beyond the supply of new homes every year. Let's know what you make of Ghana's housing deficit and the rent high charges in the capital. We are active on Facebook. It's TV3 Ghana. And now, Chairman of the Energy Committee, Emmanuel Kwesi Bedra, says there will be not spillage of the Akosombo Dam anytime soon because water levels are not threatening its operation. He spoke exclusively with the media during a tour of the facility.
We will not experience any spillage for now. The water levels are okay for now. We all know the rains are coming, but still we are under the same level that is needed to produce. We are not above the 278. We are still below the 270. We went there, we look at it, we are below, so there will not be spillage.
Rail transport is set to commence on the 99-kilometer Tema-Mpakadan railway line on October 1. And the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Railroad Development Authority, Dr. Frederick Appor, says this is part of efforts to revive rail transport in the country.
The Tema-Mpakadan rail line forms part of the Ghana-Burkina Faso Railway Interconnectivity Project. The rail line will link Ghana from Tema to Mpakadan, where domestic freight movement will then be transported on the Volta Lake to the northern part of Ghana and Burkina Faso. The rail line aims to create a multimodal transportation network involving road, rail, and lake transport. Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Railway Development Authority, Dr. Frederick Appor, gave details of the train operation.
And we'll be running the trains on 1st October from Afenya to Tema Harbour and from Afenya to Adome.
If you say from Afenya to Tema, how is it going to be like?
So from Afenya to Tema we are going to run from Afenya to Tema. You go up to 5 stations, so you run from Afenya to Tema, and from there Tema Harbour to Afenya, and we run another train from Afenya to Adome. So we have got 2 DMUs which will be operating on the 1st of October.
He added that additional trains will be procured in coming days.
in the morning, we have the peak period, 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock, we are going to move every 45 minutes. So every 45 minutes, the trains will be moving between now. And also, the peak period also starts from 3 to 7 p.m. These are peak period. People have completed work, they are going home. So we are going to run the train every 45 minutes. 7
train stations have been built along the rail line to assist in the transportation of passengers. Joseph Armstrong, Good Alibwe, TV3, Accra.
And our rice farmers in the northern part of the country are raising concerns about how low market prices for their produce and inadequate support from government affecting both production and processing of the products. The farmers feel government initiatives, while intended to help, do not fully address the challenges they face. My colleague Christopher Marco was in Nasia to engage with rice farmers.
It's a critical staple and a crucial part of the agricultural economy in many nations. Many governments often implement policies to boost domestic production to meet demand and improve food security by sometimes imposing import bans. Rice contributes to about 15% of Ghana's gross domestic product, GDP, with annual rice consumption in Ghana being approximately 1.5 million metric tons or around 47 kilograms per person. The top 5 main producing regions in Ghana are Northern, Volta, Upper East, Oti, and Ashanti. The rice value chain, made up of input dealers, smallholder farmers, logisticians, processors, and distributors, employs more than 500,000 people. Despite its importance, local rice production in Ghana faces challenges, especially access to markets and distribution channels, with thousands of metric tons of rice remaining unsold each year. Farmers lament the situation has led to rice glut in many parts of the country. There is no market for the rice this year. I have several bags of the rice at home, yet no one is even asking to buy it. This year, the situation is too bad. I have over 50 acres of rice, and in a week's time, I will start harvesting. Meanwhile, the 2024 rice I harvested is still in my warehouse. Government must do something.
Thousands of paddy rice bagged in this warehouse that are yet to be processed. But since February this year, most companies are yet to mill even a grain of rice because the already milled rice is not selling. On September 8th, the Association of Rice Producers and Processors in Ghana petitioned government to look into the surplus rice that they have.
We came together as a body and wrote a petition to the president asking, we are not even asking too much. What we are saying is that they have to involve the national security to be able to work closely with the GRA, the Ghana, the Customs Service, so that they'll be able to close down the borders to not allow those bringing the rice through those areas without paying tax. They should work on that. And also, we are asking the government to direct buffer stock and also direct all the Ghana armed forces that they should rather consume the local rice instead of spending the taxpayers' money on the imported rice.
The Ministry of Food and Agriculture on September 23 issued a statement directing the National Buffer Stock Company to purchase surplus grains from farmers. The initiative, according to the ministry, is to protect farmers from financial losses over the bumper harvest they've had. But the question farmers are asking is that, will this solve the problem?
No, this is just a temporary problem for last year's farmers, produce that the farmers are holding. What of this year's party? And also, I want to find out from the government if they are is buffer store having a rice mill that they are buying to process. So they should have come to the millers, buy from the processors, the mill rice that we are having. They should have directed the buffer stock to buy those ones, then to give us the capacity or the amount, the money to be able to buy from the farmers. But if you are buying the grain from the farmers, do you have any processing machine that you are coming to process it? And that one will not even alleviate the problem.
But how can government deal with the rice glut in the country?
What government must do immediately is to put up policies that all government expenditure on rice should be based on local rice, not foreign rice. If that one is even able to do it, I think it will help us. And also, if the government is able to involve national security to work with Ghana Customs Service, they will be able to stop those bringing the rice from unapproved routes.
The Rice Producers and Processors Association of Ghana has threatened to embark on a massive demonstration on October 8th if government fails to address their concerns. Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Nasia, Northeast Region.
Well, that's how we end today's edition of The Body News. For more news updates, just log on to our website. It's 3news.com. Alternatively, you can join the team at 12 for Weekend Central. My name is George Quinn. Thanks for watching. It's good morning.
Of course, it's always Roland. I'm here with the beautiful, intelligent.
My name is Beatrice.
Yeah. How do you pronounce it? Beatrice, right?
It's Beatrice.
Yeah, Beatrice, I know. Early on in my career, when we were doing phonetic, we used to have some great people like Beatrice Seidu, who used to work with. And then I had Gladys Ampabe.
Oh, Gladys Ampabe.
And then we had John Hammond.
Yeah.
John Hammond. And then once I've forgotten. And they used to come and train us. I went to the GBC training school.
Yes.
But these days, Charlie, you just have to take the camera and all. You're having content on air.
I remember one of the things Gladys taught us, Elibo, not Elubo.
Elibo.
Yes, that's in the West region. Yeah.
That's great. But I hope you had a great weekend.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
great.
full of activities, but yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me say good morning to all of you, wherever you're watching us from. We're always grateful that you find the time to be able to join us, particularly for those who are outside the shores of Ghana, in the diaspora, as we like calling it, who always find the time. They get onto our streams and tend to watch us. And regularly, I have to say Prince Nane, York, Zillis Dwayne. I wish you a good week, and you're always in my DM wishing me all the best for the day as well. Aaron Brasso is right here with the new Tafo Government Hospital. Just got married about 3 weeks ago. Still in the honeymoon phase. You know, Global Info Analytics hasn't had any survey on him, whether his honeymoon period is running out so far. But Chairman Riches, Kokoti, Chairman Godwin Tamaklo, all those who tend to watch us, we say we're grateful. Lawyer Emmanuel Paddy, great friend of mine as well, always giving me great advice on many related subject matters. But I have to say that always we're having also the coach, you know, football enthusiast, but also administrator, Nana Ajimai. Nana Ajimai even says that I should convince the producers for him to be part of our panelists, because, you know, these days they want ordinary people, not normal,
quote unquote, yes,
to also to be part of this as well. And so, Charlie, but what can we do? But you look beautiful. Who made this outfit for you? Or this one was
Eddie Joy.
Eddie Joy.
Eddie
So
Joy
you picked from the boutique? Or?
Yeah, Eddie Joy. Yeah,
It looks
wonderful
beautiful.
lady.
Please,
beautiful.
Give her a close up. Let me see. Fantastic, Eddie Joy.
Yeah.
Eddie Joy.
So if you want to
Eddie
find
Joy.
it,
Where are
yes.
they located?
La Road, East Legon, Dansoman. So just Eddie Joy _closet on Instagram.
Fantastic.
I think she's trying TikTok as well.
All right.
Yeah.
There's one thing the ladies don't do though. Their hair. They don't say who gave them their hair. Who gave you your hair?
So it was done by Bonavista.
Bonavista.
Blissful.
Charlie.
Beyond Blissful Lounge, actually. Yeah, she's such a beautiful woman.
Yeah. Well, for my outfit, basically for this one, because it's formal, I got it at Cantamanto. So, AK Cantamanto. Bend Down Boutique. And so please make sure you join. But today we have an interesting range of issues to discuss. You will know that the last week, Global Info Analytics had come out with a latest survey about what Ghanaians thought about the John Mahama Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman administration, whether the trust was still there. It had, I guess, reduced from the 70s to about 67%. And just this morning, he's coming up with the latest, indicating which of the individuals within the two parties. You will know that whether it's for the NDC or MPP, for the MPP, for example, we have Kenny Japan, Brian Champong, and then also Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. You know, the good thing about their campaign is that all of them have sins against each other. So you have templates, sins of Brian Champong, sins of Kennedy Japan, sins of Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And so far, we've had some individuals in the NDC, you know, because the NDC is in power, they can't outrightly go out and say they are campaigning. So, for example, the chair of the NDC, Johnson Esiedun Ketia, the chairman general, who used to be called General Mosquito, is also embarking on a thank you tour. And then we have Julius Deborah. Julius Deborah, though, the chief of staff, who is the chief administrator, where the ministers report, the other appointees report to him, also has been undertaking a number of activities. He's everywhere now. And then Haruna Idrisu, Minister for Education, is also in the mix in that. We have now Ato Forsen as well. And this latest Global Info Analytics survey is indicating between the two parties, who is in the mix by way of public opinion. We know it's too early for 2028, but should it matter at all? So we want to discuss that for big issues, and then we'll take on the other relevant issues as well. You know, whether it's Galamsey or the efforts being done in many respects to be able to look at all that. So that's our for big issues. But we have cash out. It goes with a short code star 439 hash. As many times as you can, choose option 2. If you can increase those number of tickets, then you become one of those lucky winners. All right, Delzi Mujaka, and for all the things that we have to say, please, delight to become one of those lucky winners as well. So, what's up for you? What do you make of all that's happening? Guy G, for example, is in the Get Connected camp. That is Kenny Japan. Kenny Japan is Get Connected.
Connected, okay,
Yeah,
Connecticut in the US. Okay, that's fine.
And then, of course, one of my good friends within the MPP administration has been the former Minister of Education, Dr. Yao Osei Duchum. Him, and then also Sika and everybody else were one of my favorite people. And he also has his 10 cents. So, Gaiji, just reminded you forgot to mention 10 cents of Educhum. Gaiji, I gave you up.
Yeah,
what's up?
For me, I think the most important thing is how we are doing our politicking in Ghana. And I mean, this morning, when I thought of what we're going to discuss, even on big issue, that I believe we can even treat for
this morning segment for their question
is what James Freeman Clark said some time ago, that a politician thinks of the next election, but a statesman thinks of the next generation.
Say that again.
A politician thinks of the next election, but a statesman thinks of the next generation.
Fantastic.
And I think that in Ghana, we are always in the election mood. We just finished an election less than 10 months ago, and yet activities are almost so rife for who becomes the next flag bearer, who becomes the regional this and that. And so we are always in that mailing mood where nothing stops. But really, are we stopping to think of how we are using the power that's been given us, how we are improving the lives of people, democracy, governance of the people, by the people, for the people. We need to be able to really know when we stop and when we are implementing what we promised we would do. So it would be great to get your thought on it as well.
Okay.
And,
So your opinion is that it's too early in the day for both parties, right? It's just like 9 months into the new administration.
9 months into the
they should
new
give us a break, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I
mean,
don't know what Musa Dankwa will think about. He'll be joining us for big issues this morning. So we'll see how that goes.
But that's how we've done our politics.
Yeah,
so we're always in the campaign mood and wanting to plan towards the next election, kind of thinking less of what we must do to move the country forward. So let's hear from you. What do you think?
All right. So a question of the day, those individuals being named, we have from the MPP side, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Of course, he will be the incumbent if he gets to win the primary. Kenny Japan, we have Brian Champong, and then Dr. Yawose Duchum, the former education minister, in the running. On the NDC side, a lot of names have been bandied around. The criticism for Global Info Analytics from the party supporters is, why do you choose Julius Debra, as well as Johnson Esiedun Ketia, Haruna Idrisu Atuforsen, Samu Kujeto, etc. But what do you make of this? Do you think it's too early for us to be thinking about a succession plan, whether who will succeed John Mahama as presidential candidate for the NDC in the next 3 years, so to speak, or for the MPP by next year? You think it's too early for us to be talking the politics just 9 months into the new administration as well? Our question of the day for this morning segment. Remember, we always have cash out. It goes with the short code star 439 hash. Increase the number of tickets you have. And once you're thinking about which individual you think is the best, or whether it's too late or not, 9 months into the administration, make sure certainly you increase the number of tickets you have. Use the short code star 439 hash. All right, 1,000 Ghana cedis to all the lucky winners. We're going to have 10 of them this morning, as well as some smaller numbers who also will be. All right.
So we've just told you what we want to hear your views on. Just call in, and you're welcome to this morning. And of course, we have a first caller joining us now. Good morning to you, sir or ma'am. Tell us where you're calling us from and your name. Hope you're well.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. We are wonderful. Thank you.
Roland,
Gombina. So how's Tamale? How's Savalugu?
Oh no, Summer and Savalu is fine.
Great.
But do you know something?
No, I don't know anything. Tell me.
We, the people of Summer, we are so happy. We know because yesterday UDS won the trophy for the county in the county, Ghana. So let's appreciate what UDS did for us. First of all, let me send my blessing to Shamima Muslim and we as Alaga and Honorable the Chief of Staff and Chairman of Kutuam Popo and Nana Oyiba Pado and Dr. Wumbe. Roland, when you look about the global info survey, I think early that we NBC, we are supporting Excellency John Dramani Mahama to reset the council reform and choose our speaker. Because but MPP, they just need to deny. Because each and any person who won the NPP election, that there election, a person cannot win election in this country. Because Daniel will not make mistakes to vote NPP again. Look at how these people punish that Daniel. When Daniel talks to NPP, they just listen to Daniel. And they put more hardship for us. And everybody is crying, including Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia also knew very well that Daniel is crying. And they have nothing to change in this country. So if they select Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Bawumia will continue to last. If they select Brana Champon will sell the cluster house for himself. If they select the candidate Ajapon will go use the harsh word and put trouble, our country into trouble. So MPP, they don't have a candidate, but we have a candidate. But I would prefer that Excellency John Dramani Mahama to go to second time. That can help our country because a lot of Ghanaians need research. Total research. When John Dramani Mahama goes outside, meeting, we all hear what he says. And this is the common side. So this thing on with us and we make African proud. So let's keep on doing each and any person who wants the country to move forward to pray for the country. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Just send us. Where is she? She's around.
Well, thank you very much. He didn't seem to agree with the fact that perhaps it's too early. He's actually recommending a second term for the president. I don't know whether you heard him say that.
Well, the president has formally come out to say, through his assigns, that he's not going for a second term. It's not.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
The Constitution allows every president to have 2 terms, 2 4 terms.
Yes.
Yes. So thank you very much, Alhaji, for sharing those views with us, calling, and let's hear what you think. Is it too early? And perhaps, I don't know whether you want to go on the same path as Alhaji just did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also for the MPP as well.
Yeah.
They have the candidate up, DMB, there's Brian Champon, Get Connected, Kenny Japon, and then of course Dr. Yawase Duchum, who also is a great man in his own right as well. So what do you make of it? Too early for us to be looking at which of those individuals could lead? And Beatrice, we have the next caller.
Yeah, Stephen is on the line. Steve, good morning to you. I hope you're doing well. Tell us where you're calling from.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm calling from Canada.
What's on your mind?
Yes, concerning the candidate for 2028 NDC, I want you to know that we are not selecting any new candidate. Mama is going for a third term, even though he has mentioned that he's not going. We, the youth of this country, we are going to rise and demonstrate against him. He must go for another term. looking at how things have started changing in this country all of a sudden, we need that man for another 4 years. I don't think 4 years is enough. So NDC should stop thinking about selecting another candidate. We are going for Muhammad for another term. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen, for calling us. We probably will have to look at our constitution because they are disagreeing.
I know
with
it's
that.
not possible.
Yeah.
It will be resisted by all and sundry, I believe, right here in Ghana. And then this one is coming from Delzy. Delzy said, please acknowledge UDSO. Their team did very well when it came to the university football tournament. They played against Paulista University, and Paulista University is based in Brazil. And they won 2-1 in extra time.
You know, the Ministry of Education actually issued a statement on it last night.
That was a great one.
Yeah, just...
I watched the match. I watched the stream, and it was a pulsating game.
Oh, wow.
Back to back. And I have to say that the UDS team just did Ghana proud. They were even teasing the Black Stars that they should go and represent the Black Stars. I don't know why people did that, though. But it's quite interesting, a remark or a reaction to... We have another caller.
Yes, we have a caller from Bolga. Good morning to you, sir. Tell us what's on your mind.
All right, so please... all right, so good morning to you and then Mr. Roda. With me, my share of thoughts concerning this their flag bearer race, especially patriotic parties, to end. I think there are so many internal fractures that I would advise with all humility they should solve it before they think of electing their next flag bearer. And to my dear NDC, they shouldn't even think of getting another candidate. We, the youth, will rise and even demonstrate for the constitution to be changed. And then Mama will go for the third time. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you very much for calling us from Bolga.
Yeah.
Roland.
Well, you can also comment on the UDS victory over Paulista University. And it's the World University Football Games as well, or tournament. And Ebo Bachman with the Movement for Change. And Ebo Bachman formerly was with the MPP. He's one of the aggrieved individuals or parties who have been asked to come back, though.
Like Solomon?
He says that you people in the studio, is Engineer Kwabne Japan not in the MPP race? Please, we apologize. He's also part of the race. All right. So Engineer Kwabne Japan is also part of the race in the MPP as well. And we have another caller, Beatrice.
Yes, from Wa in the Upper West region. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the This Morning segment. Tell us what's on your mind.
Thank you so much. This is my first time in calling into your program.
Oh, thank you so much.
I want to first of all correct Roland Walker. There is no basis for saying that all and sundry would reject the call for Muhammad to do the third term. I don't think it's correct. There's no basis for that submission. The second thing I want to say is that I think it's really too early. I respect Musa Danko so much, but I personally think he's a disservice to our democracy at this stage. We can't be conducting polls every week. It's just not on. Why? Let's Africanize our democracy to an extent that it's meaningful to us. Why should we conduct polls every week? The people in the first place in the NDC, there's no official information that any of them is standing. It's not speculation. So why do we speculate to this extent? So I think he's a disservice and should stop these polls. At best, he should do it trimester or semester, or at least once every quarter. But every week is just the frequency is too high. He's going to commercialize his polls, and at the end of the day, he may just end up like Ben Epstein. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your views with us. Roland, you didn't respond to him.
No, I shared my opinion. And he shared his opinion as well. So
okay.
Opinions...
I like noses, we all have
everybody's entitled to them.
Yes.
It's not as if mine should hold, his should hold as well. So the public is the one to judge, really. But the Constitution is what it is. The Constitution explicitly states that the president will go for 1 4-year term and then can go for the next one. And that same individual cannot go for the next one again. So making it 3 terms. Yeah. If we come a time in our democracy where that becomes an opinion that is held by key political stakeholders, then we'll come to that point. I'm not too sure that we are there yet.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not too sure. We're not there yet.
And we know that Professor H. Kwesi Prempeh currently is the one leading the Constitutional Review Committee. And
they've submitted their report, haven't they?
Yes, they have. So for perhaps those who are still resisting the idea of President Mahama not going for a third term, although he himself has said that he knows that he's coming for his second term and that's it. If you look at Article 66, it says, and I'll just perhaps read one or two clauses. It says a person elected as president shall submit to clause 3 of this article hold office for a term of 4 years beginning from the date on which he is sworn in as a president. A person shall not be elected to hold office as president of Ghana for more than 2 terms. So, well, the clause 3 goes on and on. But let's pick your call. Another caller coming in. Good morning to you, sir, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. Tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good morning, madam. Roland, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What do you want to say?
Me who you? Unswe.
Me who you pa?
Me pacho. Aha.
Red me kasapuri ena nyinanse.
Ena nyinanse.
Yes, ena nyinanse Asnafu South.
Oh, Asnafu South. Oh,
ena nyinanse.
Okay, enyo hono mo na Sankore wo no, ana enyo hono mo.
Sankore chi na nyinanse wo.
Okay,
okay.
That's Eric Opoku's constituency, is that not it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Please go ahead.
Roland,
yes, sir.
So, my dinner, and Buffer, when you're wishing, the match, Chia, or Nabu Dr. Eric Opoku, Yami on Shirano. Na my dinner in Anna say, Aquanya Bawo, say, Yabatimia, your mamma, Manaba, Twaswa, Miss Wasso. Nemos Aquanya, you are, Mestre and Disappo, Mumia Yimabuno. Gioya Brentia or Batima Lidi Ghana, Amagana, ye tell ye were John Dramani Mamma Yeno, men for Yakokra, NDC. Mumia Yima Bunu, or Batima Bua, ever toward my part your Mamma Yenoso. The Gini say a Yenasa, ever Bua, Michia NDC Penny for Yina, Michia Ghana Manina, Rula Michia also.
Major also it's na fusa fo nyina mechia wo mu nyina why especially one more Sankore Lagos ne important mo nyina ne sa bro no why
me ankasa de me wo ena nyina nse
esafata yeah that's so basically what
yeah he's just saying that well he thinks so he's kind of giving us a double-edged sword kind of submission that if there is an opportunity for President Mahama to be allowed for a third term, he supports it. But if perhaps the Constitution or any other provision doesn't allow that, then the NDC supporters should at least allow the party to select somebody who is young, not an elderly person, to lead the party going into 2028. So he seems to give us that kind of balanced view. Yeah, and of course, greeting the Agric Minister, Eric Opoku.
Yes, well, that's his constituency member of parliament as well.
Yes, so
I have a couple of messages. Zelis Dwayne, good morning. Yeah, and says that the caller is wrong. Zelis Dwayne lives in the UK. The good morning to you, bro. It says the caller is wrong. Musa Danquest polls are every quarterly. The last poll was in July. Only that when he is having conversations in the run-up to his polls, he tries to stimulate public opinion to ensure that it's on his side. And then also Nathaniel says that, I think you have started feeling the wind of change that is blowing about JM to continue. We are better off letting him stay than have some charlatans taking over from him. Remember, the party has the numbers to alter portions of the Constitution to enable him go for a third term. We'll see how that goes, though. And I have this one coming from Guy G. Good morning to you, Prince. Great guy by all standards with the Get Connected team. It is settled, Papa Ru. The oracle has spoken. The Honorable Kenny Japon is not going to be the next president. Ken is the next president of Ghana. All right. Okay, you said the Honorable Kenny Japo is not only going to be the next president, he certainly will be the next president of Ghana, in capital letters. Get connected. Guy G. Hey, Guy G, the fancy from crowd. And then Ebo Bakwan says, Paparogo kill person. This matter. All right. And we have a couple more from Sherry, Giovanni, and others. But we have another call.
Yeah, Prince from Kumasi. Good morning to you, Prince. I hope Kumasi is calm today. Tell us what's on your mind. Hi, Prince. Are you still on the line with us? Okay, looks like we can't hear Prince. But please, if we've lost you, kindly call back and let's hear what you're thinking. Yes, but remember that Roland was mentioning earlier, there's always cash out. Beginning of the week, you don't want to miss an opportunity to get some money. 1,000 CDs going out to 10 individuals. So remember, it's always *439#. Follow the prompt and pick your favorite platform and enter. Of course, which one is your favorite platform? 2, TV3. So remember, dial *439#. *439#. You follow the prompt, pick your favorite platform and enter. That is TV3 2. So, and I think we'll do our first draw after sports, right?
Well, certainly.
So you need to stake more so that you increase your chances of getting that 1,000 Ghana cedis. But let's bring you this. The Ghana Premier League is home on TV3. Every week, TV3 gives you 3 live GPL matches, the biggest games, the fiercest rivalries, and the brightest stars brought straight to your screens with world-class coverage. But that's not all. We set the stage with our GPL preview show, giving you the inside scoop and expert analyses. And when the final whistle blows, we keep you covered with our highlights and review programs. So you never miss a goal, a save, or a talking point. For the fans who love to stay connected on the go, we have reels and updates on all our social media platforms. This is more than just coverage. This is TV3 positioning the Ghana Premier League as a premium sports product. So mark your calendars, gather your friends, and join us this weekend for another unforgettable round of Ghana Premier League football only on TV3. Roland, okay, I wish you could see what Roland was doing in studio. But we do have, who on the line? Prosper. Good morning to you, Prosper. Thank you so much for joining us on this morning. Tell us where you're calling us from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, I think the discussion this morning has to do with the successive plan for the presidency, right?
Mm-hmm. For both parties, actually. Both MPP and NDC.
parties.
Based on Global Info Analytics polls, yes.
All right. So, what I want to say is that why does the Constitution say the president should serve for only 2 terms? What are they trying to eliminate? That should be the important question. But let's also look at it from this angle. Should, in case the president performs at the end of his 2nd term, the president does well, should he not be allowed to contest?
That's if you change the Constitution.
The Constitution bars him from contesting again.
Okay, so when God blessed us with somebody who has the expertise to provide the country with the things that we need, and the country is moving forward, at the end of the 2nd term, should we just allow the person to go? Is it not a waste?
So, Prosper, perhaps you're recommending that the Constitution Review Committee looks into Article 66 and perhaps review it?
Yeah, I think they have to call for an amendment.
And based on what basis should that be renewed or be amended?
Pardon, Roland, I didn't hear you.
What's the basis to amend it? What's the basis?
It looks like we've lost him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the basis, the reason why I said that is because when the person, the reason why I said that is because when the person does well, when the person is is performing well, when the person seems to have the expertise, you see, why should we just allow the person? Should we just allow the person to go with what God has given him? Like someone is doing well, and then we change him and bring different person who is not coming to learn and who is not coming to do something different.
Prosper, you do not think that will give an opportunity to people to be detectors, like we've seen in other African countries? Even just right here in Togo, we've had people demonstrating against the Four Nyasingbe family. You don't think perhaps that will be leading us into that area?
No, I don't think so, because every year we do organize elections. So when a person, when he, probably is being given a third term, and then at the end of the third term, he doesn't perform well, or he seems not to perform well, the electorate can kick him out, and that will bring an end to his tenure. So I don't think the constitution, I think is old. Certain things, provisions have to be carefully looked at. Yes, else we will just be wasting some important people that God is trying to bless this nation with. Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Prosper, for sharing your views.
Welcome, please. Welcome,
please.
Yeah.
More comments coming through. I have this one from policy analyst, Master Planner Jr. Good morning to you, Zach. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia will still lead the MPP in 2028 general elections. In the history of MPP as a political party, no candidate has won the presidency in his first attempt. DMB also deserves another chance. Baumia is the president of Ghana from 2029, inshallah. And then he says, GBC, give Baumia another chance. Okay, give Baumia another chance. Oh, okay.
GBC as in our neighbor?
No, that's the meaning. The acronym, GBC, give Baumia another chance.
Okay.
And then, Guy G, get disconnected, he says. Hey, Charlie, that's in the sweet though. Guy G also comes in to say that it is misguided and untenable for everyone to suggest, or anyone to suggest, that the same person, DMB, who led us to our poorest and worst defeat ever, be automatically given a second chance, especially when Professor Edu Boahin, a founding member of the party, was denied one, despite the circumstances surrounding his performance. That's from Guy G, Cantonment Accra.
Guy G, let's go to Navrongo from Guy G. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us what you're thinking about today.
Yeah, good morning. In fact, I've been suffering more than a year to get connected with TV3, and I'm very grateful today that I got connected with you.
Thank you for joining us.
My idea is that, in fact, it is not easy to get a good person to govern a nation. Libya today is regretted for losing Gaddafi. So if Ghana has had that opportunity to get a good leader like John Mahama, who can bring development, it is not just a matter of electing a government every 4 years. We are looking for development. So if he is the person that can bring development, the constitution, because no people will protest if the president is not performing well. Just like what we are talking about Togo. But if he's doing well, it is the people that are even talking. John Mahama himself doesn't even talk much about wanting to continue. It's the people. So that's what I will say. And now this in TV3, that is something that I've seen that you people are into sports. And we, the Ghanaians, we like sports. So excuse me to say that when Ghana is playing, look, it is a lose and gain business. Solicit money from Ghanaians that they should pay money so that you can register and get the authority, the right to show Ghanaian matches. You get money. If you didn't get, you just end it there. But you see that because all these things that you're doing is a business. So thank you very much, and may God bless you.
Are you still on the line?
Yes, please.
Don't you think that's why one of our subsidiaries, APL, an entire media general, really, has partnered with the Ghana Premier League to show the matches weekly or each time that. Or don't you think that's a good thing as well?
Yeah, it's good, but some of us who don't have that satellite to watch those channels.
No, it's on TV3.
It's always live on TV3. The Ghana Premier League matches live, and even on our social media channels, Facebook.
They work for the Ghana Premier matches. That's okay, but the most important match that Ghanaians is looking for is when Black Star is playing, and that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
All right. Thank you very much. We couldn't show the UDS match though, but thank you very much as well. And so you can also comment about the exploits of the UDS team. That's the University of Development Studies team that won the university games. They played against Paulista University football team, and Paulista is based in Brazil. And this one is coming from Williams Ampoma Dallas. He says, I think the Constitution talks about 2 consecutive terms. His Excellency JDM didn't go for 2 consecutive terms, so the Constitution doesn't automatically prevent him from contesting again. There is clearly a lacuna in the Constitution, and I think the Constitution Review Committee should reflect on that and fill in the blank spaces to avoid future catastrophe. William Ampova-Dallas. This
interpretation is quite interesting because it's the same scenario in the U.S. Donald Trump also not having
don't mind them. Don't mind them. And so I have this one also coming from Sherry Jo. You can still call, by the way, though, whether it's UDS or no. Okay, we already have Francis.
Yes, Francis from Tema. Good morning to you, Francis. Thank you so much for joining us. Very well, thank you. I hope you're well as well.
Yes, I'm also listening to your program this morning, and I want to make a contribution.
Please go ahead.
Concerning our presidency and the term of performance. In fact, since Nkrumah, we never see anybody like Mahama. Though the constitution was made to correct things. And when it comes to a time, and we see that no, for a long time we can't see anybody like that. When somebody can at least, we should amend the constitution. So I'm calling, if can be possible, the constitution must be made at least 10 years. And
10 years.
Any party that come on government and perform well, we can let him continue.
What's your name?
It's a matter of talking to our people.
What's your name?
The public.
What's your name?
Francis.
Oh, Francis.
From
Thank
Tema.
you very from where?
Tema.
Tema. Okay,
Yes.
Francis from Tema.
Tema,
Thank you. The tangent you are going is another matter altogether. So he's our last caller, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay. So we'll read a couple of comments and then we'll go for the break. And when we come, we'll have the big issues as well. So I have a couple of comments and I'll read through quickly. This one is coming from Sherry Giovanni. Sami, good morning to you. It's been a while. For the MPP, I will urge each and every delegate to vote for Dr. Bawumia. He is the most marketed and the most effective vice president in Ghana's history. He is currently the nightmare of the NDC. Then on the NDC, he says, for the NDC, I will go for Haruna Idrisu. He's very affable and humble. Okujeto Ablakwa would have made a good candidate, but because of his propaganda and political gimmicks, Haruna is way above him. Good morning to Miss Miriam Oga of the University of Education, Winneba. Don't know why you are giving shout out to women at, but no problem. And then Engineer Samwachum is an Arsenal fan. Good morning to all Arsenal fans. He says,
thank you.
And said, we should also show Arsenal matches as well.
Thank you, yes.
You're an Arsenal fan?
Yes.
That's why you have so much patience. Do you have patience?
Yeah,
you don't look it though, but...
Oh.
And then lawyer Leonard Sergio, good morning to you, and also to your wife, Jifa, and the rest of the children as well and the family. And he says, good morning, Roland and Beatrice. The clamor this morning by majority of callers for a third term for John Mahama only shows one thing. Whoever John Mahama campaigns for in the 2028 election will win hands down. That's an interesting scenario. Yeah. However, this is possible when the NDC delivers good governance to the people at the end of the election term. That will be the election year in 2028. Prince Nani York says, I believe it's premature for the NDC to be considering a leadership transition. They should prioritize their reset agenda and adhere to the party's constitution. And to the MPP, there's an alleged audio. Hey, let me read this one well. And to the MPP, there's an alleged audio and video circulating where some of the leadership are bidding for Dr. Baumia. Where are the MPP's principles? Democracy isn't functioning here. It's a scheme to push someone's agenda, just as they force Akufo-Addo on the party and cause its downfall. The connected team has issued a statement, and we are watching. And so Prince Nani Ayok seems to be a connected person, so we'll see how that goes. He seems to be favoring Gaiji this morning. I have this one from Cephas. Cephas, good morning to you, Cephas. He says, Kesil Atuforsen. For me, he's the one I'm going for. Anonymous. Well, I just revealed your name. MK Erickson says, talking about or undertaking activity towards the next election is simply ungodly, and it shows how unpatriotic the MPP is. All that matters to them is about elections and holding political office without caring about the progress of Ghana. Congratulations to UDS. His Excellency J.J. Rawlings' legacy. He used an award as down payment for the establishment of that university. Well, that's true, though. And then, of course, Richmond Sechi works with the whole technical university. He says that I must commend the UDS football team for their performance. To combine studies and putting up this stunning performance to win the competition, kudos to them. I saw a bout player in the UDS team, or nearly bout. I don't know. Is he also a student of UDS? One of the, social media, they are mischievous people. So I don't know whether maybe somebody did Photoshop.
Let me just read a bit of what the Education Ministry said. Congratulates UDS on historic World University Games history.
And then let me say this one. Good morning to you, Frank Fia, who is an aide to the Minister of Roads. That's Kwame Govins Agboja. Good morning to you in your office as well. You say you're watching us live, and we are grateful that you tend to watch us. And then, of course, my good brother, Ochiame Kwame, thank you for the advice yesterday. I called you, and it was massive. But there are many, many related matters. Ogochuku Nweke, he is a lawyer, but also a life coach, an entrepreneur, etc. This is what he says. In the United States, Theodore Roosevelt ran for 4 terms and actually died in office in his 4th tenure of office. Yeah, Theodore, I remember. Made sure he supervised the Second World War well and all that. It was after this experience that the U.S. became more focused about 2 terms and made it a clear constitutional position. This conversation will still come up by 2028 on the Trump matter. Interpretation is very important. Yeah. And then also, let me say good. I wish you all the best for the day as well. Justice Senyo Jambafa, great man, and great mentor. Wish you all the best for the day as well as Doc and all the team. Wishing you all the best for the Beatrice.
Yeah, I was only saying, somebody was saying that for that stunning performance, it shows how hard they worked. And I thought that was the same thing the Education Ministry said. If you look at the paragraph 2, it says this historic achievement is a testament to the values of discipline, resilience, teamwork, and excellence. The gallant UDS team has shown that with unity of purpose and unwavering determination, great heights can be attained. So that's just a bit of that statement coming from the Education Ministry. Well, are you a salaried worker, an SME owner, or a trader in need of quick and reliable financial support? It's time to make your money work for you. With Blue loans from Blue Financial Services Ghana Limited, you get fast, flexible, and affordable financing tailored just to your needs. No long queues, no stress, just the support you deserve when you need it most. Call us now on 030-396-8196. WhatsApp us directly on 05016099958. Blue Financial Services. Trust in Blue.
Fantastic. We have to go for a break, but before though, we have this one commending or congratulating the UDS football team. It's coming from Esther Wowie, and he says, myself and Auntie Joy, we're watching you, and we have to say that the UDS team did so well. Please make sure you say happy birthday to Daron Jan Kwenu of Kotoka Primary School, Burma Camp, and it's from Esther and Debbie. And so, Daron Jan Kwenu of Kotoka Primary School, you'll celebrate your birthday today, and it's from Esther, Auntie Joy, Debbie, the rest of the whole household. They're just wishing you. Please enjoy this. We'll be back with big issues right up. Say that. Thank you once again for joining us. We have cash out. It goes with the short code *439#. And so as many times as you can, make sure you join us. Choose option 2. Pardon me. And increase the number of tickets you have. Become one of those lucky winners as always. And it's always never easy. Especially today's date is 29th. Yeah. Many people have not been paid. So this is the time. Please try and increase the number of stakes. You'll get to win, except those who tend to work for themselves and have lots of money. Let me say good morning to Chairman Prosper of Smart Shipping Company Limited, Frank Fia of the Office of the Roads Minister, Kwame Gavin Zagboja, who currently also is watching us currently, talking about his aides as well. But for all the things that you're talking about, please make sure you share the stream. Let's have some great conversation. Musa Dankwa will be joining us. He's out with his latest poll. And we'll be talking about that. He's been proposed. I've seen that they've been insulting him. I won't say criticize, they've been insulting him. That it's just 9 months into the NDC government, and he's already proposing Haruna, Atoforsin, Julius Debra, and General Mosquito, and all that to be successors to JDM, John Dramani Mahama, who, by the way, the last week was just very apt with a speech before the General Assembly of the United Nations. So he's joined us. Good morning to you, Musa Dankwa.
Good morning, Roland.
Okay, great. You are there already. So I'll be with you. Let me just introduce my guests in the studio. I have lawyer Apia Dankwa. Lawyer Apia Dankwa, of course, you know, by lawyer, legal practitioner with the Movement for Change. So he's a politician. Good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while because I was a bit under the weather, so I took the 2 weeks off. But it's good to see you once again.
Yeah, myself, I haven't been here
for 2 weeks now. Okay. Okay, for some time now.
I was too well.
Okay. Speedy recovery to you as well. And then Dr. Bernard Tutu Boahin. He's also a political analyst. He's a researcher. He is with the University of Education, Winneba. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Papa Ro.
Good to see you.
Yeah,
I love your blue.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also in blue
is the
too.
color.
Yeah. Please show me. You see my blue? There's red, there's blue, white.
MPP.
Yeah. So. Oh, poor me.
So that is an identity, right?
Yeah, you know when you wear this, yes. So these are MPP colors, right? So tomorrow I'll wear the green to represent MPP. And then next one I'll wear yellow. Okay. It's just by way of sarcasm, just to invite you onto the show. But, you know, as I always do, for all those who join us, especially Prince Nani York, who lives in the UK, okay, who lives in the UK, as well as all of you who tend to watch us, Engineer Samoa Chum of Ashongman, who is a strong Arsenal fan, Chairman Riches William Kokoti. Good morning to you, Prince Henry Kofodia, Ogochuku Unweke, Sherry Giovanni, all lawyer Sergio Leonard, and then also now 10 policy analyst, Master Planner Junior. He's called Zach. It's called Zachariah though. So let me just acknowledge all of you on our Facebook stream. Please share the stream. Today, somebody told me when the topic came out that it's a very controversial topic that is too early for us to discuss, but I'm not the one. Global Info Analytics decided to wade into a conversation. They did some selection of individuals in MPP and NDC. For all the MPP individuals, they have 10 sins against each other. So we have Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Brian Champong. We also have Engineer Kwabene Japon as well. Kenny Japon, we know that he's a towering figure when it comes to the race for the MPP as well. And so Brian Champo, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Kenny Japon, Engineer Kwabene Japon as well. And for the NDC, a number of names. It's just 9 months into the administration. So many people say it's premature. Global Info Analytics, in their latest survey, they just adore the survey this morning, And so we'll take a look at it. I got snipers of it before the close of yesterday night, so to speak, before entering the dawn of today. And so let me just say Prince Ania York has joined us. Inshraba Keofori has joined us. Kakra Beidu, I've seen you. Share the stream. Sami Frank Bachman, share the stream as well. Let's have some great conversations. Let's know what you think. Amma Kokonsa. Why would you say your name is Amma Kokonsa? David Pamford, I see you. Please share the stream. Musa Dankwa, I've seen your survey. Let me just go through the survey. Please put it on the screen before Musa Dankwa comes in, and let's take a look at it as quickly as possible. So he did it for both NPP and NDC, but he did some permutations. Usually, he bet. So he says presidential primaries and outlook for 2028 general elections. In my opinion, I was thinking it's just too early. 9 months into the NDC administration. And even for the NPP, they are now still recovering, you know. So it's published today. And it shows a majority of voters preferring Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, etc. Please, let's go through. Let's go to where the bar charter or the histogram charter, and then let's quickly take a look at it. Let's quickly skip through, and then we'll get to there. Okay. Put it on the screen for me, please. I don't know, for those who are watching us, what do you make of the Global Info Analytics survey and voters' preference for leadership? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is 57%, 29% for Ken. I'm not too sure Get Connected people will be happy this morning with Musa Dankwa. Dr. Yaosei Duchum, when he was in office, I was so close to him, and he's a very good man, I have to say that. Dr. Yaosei Duchum, very, very good man. Dr. Brian Champon, also a good man, is an entrepreneur as well, occupied the position, lastly, Minister of Agri. Engineer Kwabene Japon, I knew him when he was press secretary to President John Ejekum Kufuor, and then became the general secretary ultimately for the NPP. And we're told that the voters' preferences. So I would ask, is it the general voter population, or it is the delegates population, the delegates voter population of the NPP? Now let's quickly sift through and see whether we can find the NDC as well. So we'll look at the NDC, then we'll go to Musa Dankwa. My position is that it's too early in the day, but why does a poster like Musa Dankwa, who heads the Global Info Analytics company, because that's what they do. They do for both private entities, firms, etc. He's worked on a lot of things. But many people don't know that Musa Dankwa worked also on the national identification database that we have. And so voters' preference for NDC leadership. And I have some of my good friends also in there. I see Eric Opoku in there as well, a Greek minister. And Haruna Idrisu apparently is towering with some 29%. Is it 29% I see? And then 24% for General Mosquito. And that's Esiedun Ketia, the party chairman. And I don't know whether this is shocking or the finance minister seems to be third with 18.4%. And then the fourth, we have Julius Debra. Julius Debra has 10.3%. Then there's Okujeto, there's Eric Opoku as well. Professor Joshua Alabi is in there, Ama Kofi Boa, and then Kwame Wadakun, and we have Spio Gabra, Oko Vanderpoy. I don't know how Oko Vanderpoy was chosen to be part as well. And one of the criticisms, especially from NDC folks on social media, is how did he get to select this individual? Well, we'll focus on the key individuals up to about Joshua Alabi or something, or maybe up to Eric Opoku. And too early in the day, many say, Musa Dankwa, tell me, what was the rationale and the reasoning behind this?
Right, thank you very much for having me. Posters don't take instructions from people in doing their work. We do our work because it benefits us as a company, and it serves a certain group of people who want to know who will lead NDC, even Ghana in 2028. And also, we've been thrown into the MPP race, and there's no way we're going to go and do MPP race without touching on the NDC race. Thirdly, I mean, they shouldn't be ostriches. People are going around organizing their campaign. What we have just done is to bring to you what people are thinking. We have not done anything different from what people are actually doing on the ground.
Okay. Are you still on the stream? I think we had a break there.
No, I was saying that the work we do benefits a group of people or organizations who want us to do what we are doing.
Okay.
They want to know who lead NDC. And there are people even within the list we have who are putting down systems to make sure that they are on a ticket to campaign for themselves. So if we are asking people who do they think should lead NDC, we haven't done anything wrong.
Okay. Now, what were the benchmarks, the parameters, or the considerations you made for both sides in choosing the sample size from the voter population that you did, and then what were some of the questions that you posed to them? I mean, readily.
No, these are what we call regular tracking polls. The questions are similar to what we've been asking over the years, with a few additions here and there. We sampled about 7,500 people face-to-face and about 2,000 people on the telephone for the public polls.
Okay.
When it comes to the MPP delegates element, we sampled over 2,500 among the MPP delegates, and we spoke with them on telephone.
What were the responses generally?
On what issues?
On let's take MPP. What were the responses on maybe the demeanor of the candidates, their achievements, whether they have to be repeated on the ballot paper, etc.? Let's say for the individuals that we have. Now we know them, the individuals. We know DMB, we know, please put the MPP back on screen. We know DMB, we know Kenny Japan, etc. Because I'm thinking on social media, I live on TikTok these days, Kenny Japan is making so much inroads, and so why should he be towering above DMB, for example, etc.? I mean, those permutations.
Look, we do polls. We don't do comprehensive research of political parties.
Okay.
As to what characteristics or what body language, demeanor, whatever it is, we don't measure that. It's for them to go and measure. We ask simple questions. Who would you prefer to lead MPP and other questions? So this is what we get. If they have any further inquiries to make from this survey, they can do so using their own resources.
What were some of the considerations they gave to have the individuals lined up the way they are?
As I mentioned, we don't ask them reasons for choices they are making. We don't ask you your reason for choosing Mr. A or Mr. B. This is a straightforward poll of open and close-ended questions. You make a choice, you move.
And for the NDC, how did you come up with all those names? Because they've been insulting you on social media a lot, so I've been wondering.
No, I anticipated that to come. Look, we put out a word out there that these are the names that we are considering sending to the voters. If you have any other name that is not included, can you please send us a message? Some did. So if you didn't do that and your name is not there, don't come and blame us.
Okay. So how did you get to select the names? That's the question I asked you.
Look, there are leaders we know visibly who are there out there leading NDC. So that's the first criteria. Who has led NDC in the past? Who are the leading figures? And then there are people who may be in the shadows, not leading at the moment, but in the shadows. So if you look at the list we have right now, it's a mixture of people who are ministers, people who are party leaders, and people who are heading other organizations within the government. And we put up a word out there that if you have interest or if you know of somebody who is contesting or who intends to contest and his name is not there, let us know. And 3 or 4 of the list that you have there were through that kind of backdoor communications. So we've done our best to put it there. And we told people to let us know if there are people that will contest, but we haven't put their name there. And nobody.
Is it possible that the numbers that the candidates are getting from all sides, whether it's Haruna on the NDC side or DMB on the other side, there could be some indicators or factors that could change the numbers by way of the percentages they are polling? Mr. Musa Dankwa?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, line dropped.
Okay, so the question I ask is, what usually become the indicative factor that could change the poll numbers for these individuals, usually, based on your observation and experience as a pollster?
The list is very long. Others will look at the data if they've done their own work and realize that they're not viable. So they will just discount their ambition and go focus on what they are doing. So the list will narrow to the most realistic people that we believe would contest. And then we'll begin to see consolidation of these numbers around few candidates. And then you can see the race change.
How did you draw the conclusion that the only NDC candidate Baumia beat is Julius Debra, and all the others beat Baumia? I didn't say you. I mean your numbers.
It's no conclusion. It's the data. It's the polling data.
Okay.
So if you put it like that, it sounds like we have done some calculations and put some numbers out there.
Okay.
No, these are a simple count of people who said they will vote for Julius Debra or they will vote for Baumia if that is the race they have. And what we have given you is exactly what they told us.
So what did they tell you regarding Kenny Japon and then also Julius Debra and then also the other candidates and Dr. Mahmoud Baumia?
No, the numbers are in the data. In the case of MPP candidates against NDC candidates, with the exception of Julius Debra, everybody else is defeating MPP candidates in the race. So that's so far what we have seen in the data. As to how is it?
I didn't get the last one. I think the internet connection was bad.
Sorry, I was saying that if you look at the data we have published today, with the exception of Julius Debra, all the other NDC candidates, the four or the other three, are defeating MPPs or they are leading MPP candidates, both Baumia and Kenny Japon. And that's what we have right now. We don't know how these numbers will change in the future, but we'll be there to measure it if it does.
Okay. Then the people you sampled, did they make any suggestion as to the age range of individuals that would want to lead them or to be in the conversation about leadership up to 2028 in terms of their age, how old they should be, etc.? What percentages do we have?
That wasn't measured in the survey. It has to be, well, we have to either go back again and see what age they have in mind. But we didn't measure what age they are talking about. We can only do so much at a time.
Okay. So generally, do they prefer a young person to lead or an older generation?
I mean, the poll shows that 64% of them prefer young leaders. And that is quite significant. Because if you look at the data currently, about 78% of the respondents were below 45 years of age.
Okay.
And generally, that number is about 75% across the voting bloc. So the country is a young population, and they are saying that they want young leaders.
Okay, then that will lead me to ask the question about, if you look at the spectrum of the voter population, 18 to the last voter, what's the breakdown then?
Now, if you look at the age groups, we have 10% between 18 and 24 years, 34% between 35 and 34 years, and another 34% between 35 and 44, 15% between 45 and 54, and 5% at 64, and 65 plus is about 2%.
Okay. Is it
about 78% of the population are 44 years and or below.
So 18 to 44 years are 70-something plus percent?
8%, 78% of the sample, yes.
Okay. Of those sampled, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But generally, it's about 75% or 74% on the same age group. So they are quite significant, above 70%.
Okay. What about how does that relate to the national voter demographic?
That's what I'm telling you. In the national voter demographic, that age is about 74 or 75. And remember, this has a margin of error as well, so it's within range.
I see. The way you say NDC, we have Haruna leading, etc. You know, in the last election, things came about who is a Muslim, who is a northern person, and etc. And then John Mahamatu is a northern person. I don't know. Have you measured that, or that one, your poll hasn't gotten there yet?
We haven't measured that, no.
Okay. I see. I see. Okay, so...
You know, sometimes you don't measure this thing directly, because when you ask them direct questions, they may be very uncomfortable. But there are means you can use to see what they are thinking through the demographic analysis and then cluster, which we do. But we haven't put that here.
Okay. On regional basis, let's now transcend for both parties. Who is doing well in which regional bloc or ethnic bloc, etc. from both sides? Let's start from MPP.
Let me see. Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. For the MPP in the Akan bloc, you have Baumia still leading with 53%, Kennedy 34% in the Akan bloc. If you go to the Northern bloc, Baumia is on 73%, Ken on 17%. If you go to the Volta bloc, Baumia is 44%, Kennedy is 31%, much closer there. Now, when it comes to swing regions, Greater Accra, Central, and Western, Baumia is on 57% and Kennedy 32%.
And then for the NDC side?
Now, when you come to the NDC side, in the Akan bloc, Asidin Ketia leads with 29%, Atifosin with 21%, Haruna Dusu on 20%, and Lefdebra on 40%. When you come to the Northern bloc, Haruna is on 59%, Asidin Ketia 17%, Atifosin 9%, Ablakwa 4%. Now, when you go to Volta Oti bloc, Ablakwa is on 29%, Haruna on 18%, Atifosin on 13%, Mosquito on 12%, and Debra on 7%. And then when you come to the swing regions, you have Haruna on 29%, Atifosin on 27%, General Mosquito on 22%, Julius Debra 7%, and Ablakwa 6%.
I see. You know, in Ghana, since the year 2000, there have been this conversation when it comes to making the choices. A northern person being vice, and okay, to John Mahama now, we always say there should be a southern pair, etc. for both sides. How does that work out per your experience over the period? I'm not saying that that's what you found out in this poll, but would it become a conversation at some point in time, or it's too early?
People are talking about everything. So those who are saying too early, are they in this country? Look, for NDC is a congress of various groups. A congress of Northern Bloc, the Akan Bloc, the Volta Bloc, and then also I would say the Ghana Bloc. And when you are a congress, you tend to rotate the leadership so that every party, every group will be satisfied that, yes, you are being fair to them. So on that basis, we will see that rotation possibly in NDC. That I can say that might be the case. It's not so much so for MPP. Now, for NDC, I can see that they would have no choice but to have a Muslim running mate or whatever it is, or a Muslim as a lead or be the running ticket this time around. They have no excuse this time around because of the dynamics of what might happen in 2028. So, yeah, that person may come from the north, south, but they will have to be a blend of Muslim, Christian, Northern, whatever ticket that they may have to put out.
That will be quite interesting. The Ken camp will not be happy with you because you give Baumian 57, then you decide to give Ken 20. I'm not saying you did, but your numbers. Sorry for accusing you wrongly. How does that come about? Is it because the delegates are still the same people?
You know, that's okay. We are used to that. What I'm saying is that it's not my job to put anybody below or above any candidate. We are just the messengers carrying. No, it's people. No, are you talking about the delegate one or the general public one?
I'm talking about the delegates one.
Hello?
I'm talking about the delegates one. The delegates one. Musa Dankwa. All right. All right. So we have Mr. Musa Dankwa. We'll try and get him back on the stream. I think the internet is messing up a bit. So Rashid Tanko has joined us, CEO for GIFE. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, my brother.
I hope you're well.
Let me apologize for coming.
That's fine.
I had a terrible flat tire this morning, so I had to jump on the Okada to the place. I think the Okada business, we need to strengthen it. I enjoyed the ride.
You did?
Yes, I mean, without Okada, I wouldn't have been here. I mean,
you use an Okada?
Okada, yes. I was on the motorbike all the way from my place to this place. It looks very positive. So let me apologize for the late coming.
Okay. You had a flat tire?
I had a flat tire. I traveled to the my area, Bimbela constituency, to visit them. Let me say good morning to them. They're fantastic people over there. And then came home late in the night. This morning, when I got out, I saw that I had a flat tire, so I had to fix it. So I had to jump on an Okada. They're so smooth, very, very smooth. I mean, so the government is in the process of amending the route regulation distance so that to allow them to do good business.
Did you wear a helmet? Because that's one of the rules.
Oh, yes. They put on helmet. The gentleman also put on helmet. Both of us were on helmet. I mean, and he was very professional too. I mean, some of them are so professional. They are doing well.
Anyway, so welcome to the show. So we're talking about the Global Info Analytics latest survey, etc. But can I start with you, Musa Dankwa?
I'm not Musa Dankwa.
Sorry. Okay, let me start with you, Rashid. You know,
allow him to rest.
Should rest. Lawyer Pierre Dankwa. So you've seen the permutations. What's your opinion about the names being bandied around? For the MPP, visibly, they've started to do a lot of active work on the ground. And for the NDC, there's been this hide and seek, indirect way of trying to do ground or delegates or party people engagement by those key individuals who have been mentioned. What do you make of it?
Yeah, so let me wish all of you a good morning. Wish my the two doctors a good morning. Hopefully we can have a great discussion. Well, I don't know about the NDC side. As in, from what I'm saying, I haven't seen anybody clamoring for
or canvassing.
For now, I think what has what's in the news is the attempts by the MPP to choose their presidential candidate. I think the discussion started with the infamous bottom-up approach when Ghanaians were asking that they did an introspection and do a self-reflection and then deal with the obvious issues that they have been dealt with. They decided to even deepen their problems further by coming up with this interesting bottom-up, up-down approach. Essentially, what they are doing is the party is going through a process to choose who they are going to sponsor to occupy the high position of the president of Ghana. And if what senior members of the MPP have said in the past is to be taken into consideration, that essentially on the 31st of January 2026, the New Patriotic Party is going to choose a candidate that reflects their spirit, a candidate that reflects their values, to potentially assume the high office of this country, of Ghana. So for me, I think it is imperative that Ghanaians consider or think about what the values of the MPP are, what fuels them, what their passion is. Because the position of the president is a very critical one. If the Galamsey issue is anything to go by, the fundamental problem or lack, the failure of leadership in this country to enforce the law. Well, essentially, that's why we have Galamsey and all the other issues. And to consider the oath that whoever becomes president will take. Because whoever becomes president come January 2028, January 2029, is going to take an oath, one, to be faithful to Ghana. Going to take an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of Ghana. He's going to take an oath to dedicate himself or herself to the well-being of every single Ghanaian, essentially. And so the question that ought to be asked is the MPP capable of, one, choosing a leader who is going to be faithful to Ghana? Is the MPP capable of choosing a leader who is going to preserve, defend, and protect the laws of this country? Is the MPP capable of choosing a leader who would dedicate himself to the well-being of Ghanaians? I think in making that analysis, we need to first of all consider how MPP presidents have handled themselves in the past. We need to consider the values of the party itself. We need to consider the spirit that fuels them. For me, like I've said so many occasions, the MPP post-2008 is a party that has shown that they will consistently choose their party over their country. I think in the hallowed words of B.J. Darocha, when Honorable Alan John Kojo Chamantin resigned from the party, he made an argument why Alan Chamantin should not be accepted back into the party. And the biggest argument he made in that famous letter was that Alan Chamantin has shown over the course of his career, both in private life and in public life, that if he is pushed to choose his country over his party, he's going to choose his country. And because of that, the party shouldn't accept him back. Also, if you analyze the words of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, and case in point is when he met the chief of Ekonfi, where he said that he deliberately derelicted his duty as president toward the people of Ekonfi because they refused to vote for his MP. You understand? His words to the people of Mepe, that because they didn't, that he didn't even need to.
But that's why they didn't vote for his party.
No. So that's what I'm saying, that now the MPP is going to present somebody. And so for us as Ghanaians, because MPP is a public was God institution, and they're going to choose somebody who could potentially become the president of Ghana. If they're going to choose their party, even then we needed to show interest. But they're going to choose somebody who potentially can become the president of Ghana. And so for us as Ghanaians, we need to interrogate the capacity of the party to choose somebody who, one, will be faithful to Ghana, to choose somebody who can preserve, protect the Constitution of Ghana, to choose somebody who is going to dedicate himself to the well-being of all Ghanaians. I'm saying that in doing that job, we need to interrogate the value set of the party. And I'm saying that B.J. Darocha, in 2008, when Alan John Kojo Chamantin allegedly resigned, his response was that the party should not accept him back. And one of the strongest arguments he made in that famous letter was that Alan John Kojo Chamantin has proven that if he is pushed to choose between his party and his country, he's going to choose his country over his party. And because of that, they should not accept him. And I'm saying that that is clear evidence of the fact that one of the cardinal values, one of the cardinal spirits, one of the cardinal view of the party is always to place their party's interests ahead of the country's interest. And to buttress that point, the position of B.J. Darocha, I'm saying that when you consider how His Excellency Nana handled the position, his high position of the country, one, I'm saying that when he spoke to the chiefs of Ekonfi, where he said that he derelicted on his duty to the people of Ekonfi because they refused to vote for his MP. Clearly showing that character of choosing the interest of his party ahead of his country. 2, when he met the people of Mepe, he told them that he did not even need to come to them. Why? Because he knows that they don't vote for him. They again choosing that character, his character, of choosing the interest of the party as against the country. During the Adresso by-election, when the NPP went around telling the people of Adresso that if they do not vote for the NPP candidates, then nobody could come to lobby them to discharge their duty to the people of Adresso. Once again, showing that they will always put the interest of their party ahead of the interest of the country. 2, during the parliamentary impasse, the argument the party advanced, the argument the leadership of the party advanced, the argument the leadership of the party in parliament advanced, it clearly showed a party whose values is at variance or is adverse to the values of this country in terms of our commitment to the principles of the rule of law.
Okay, so the question then
it's very critical because the party is going to choose somebody to be considered for the high position of the president of Ghana. You understand? Now, over the years, they've told us that the spirit of their party always chooses their candidates. So we need to interrogate what that spirit is. We need to integrate what their character is. We need to interrogate what their value set is. Because whoever they choose is going to reflect those values. And I'm saying that right as MPP stands today, they do not, their value set when it comes to their respect for the rule of law, it's adverse to the...
You haven't been hearing Kenny Japan. He comes in, he says a breath of fresh air. He's a businessman. He's going to make sure there's no Edija, and then also making sure that
Edija within the party,
the grassroots of the party are well rewarded.
In Ghana or within the party. 2, it's not the same Kenny Japan, who, contrary to the position of the country and taking into consideration the history of this country, because Ghana essentially is an amalgamation of 4 countries and a lot of diverse ethnic groups and value set and cultures. So that if you are president, then it is one of your cardinal duties is to find a way of bringing all these diverse ethnic groups and countries together to maintain that unity. Now, when you have somebody who says he wants to be president and who at time past called on other ethnic groups to attack and kill people from other ethnic groups against the clear term, against the clear value, against the clear objective of our constitution, as seen clearly in the chapter 6. What was the MPP's position when he made that dangerous call? So clearly, what I'm saying is, none of the people being touted, indeed, the value set of the party right now tells me that they are incapable. The party, MPP, is incapable.
Brian Champon?
Is it not the same Brian?
Dr. Mahmoud
Is it not the same Brian Champon who attempted...
Japan?
Is it not the same Brian Champon?
Engineer?
Who attempted to... It's not the same Brian Champon who attempted to buy the Senate hotels. Do you know the implication of that? That singular act had the potential of killing the belief set of the people of Ghana in public service. Who? Dr. Bamia, don't even go there.
Kwabene Japan?
Kwabene Japan. The Kwabene Japan who lacked the courage of conviction. You see, when they talk about the coup d'etat, that the NPP coup d'etat, the Afoko coup d'etat, I'm telling you that if the NPP are going to speak the truth, that coup d'etat would never have happened had Kwabene Japan had courage of conviction.
You mean he didn't have guts?
No, he didn't have courage of conviction. And I think it's a story that probably...
Is that what you claim?
Yes, Afoko, Sami Crab, and the other should tell Ghanaians. Because that coup d'etat would never have succeeded had Kwabene Japan had the courage of conviction. But again, that's what I'm saying. Essentially, when you take all of them, and they're going to be chosen by the party, I'm saying that the party is going to choose a candidate that reflects their spirit. And the spirit of the MPP now is not a spirit of patriotism. It's not a spirit that is capable of being faithful to Ghana. If they were faithful to Ghana, how did they even fight critical things that are essential to our Ghana, especially the Galamsey issue? Because, you see, we all read Prof. Frimpong report on Galamsey. And if there was anything clear, It showed you the tacit lack of commitment by the New Patriotic Party. You understand? Indeed, they were the ones who were perpetrating Galamsey, and today they can have the cockroach audacity to speak about it. Go and read the Energy Sector Recovery Program. You understand? So I'm saying that if there's something fundamentally wrong with the party, it concerns their value set, their character, and clearly their lack of unfaithfulness to the Ghana agenda. Have you not been hearing Nanabi say loud and proudly that their party is supreme? How can NPP be supreme when we have Ghana? You understand? I'm clearly saying that. So that party I told you some time ago is a party that right now has been decimated by familiar spirit.
Decimated
by familiar spirit.
Somebody will say you are just an aggrieved former member.
No, aggrieved from
you are
former. Pain about what? You see, if I have any pains, the pain all Ghanaians have against the New Patriotic Party, how they prove themselves to be unfaithful to the Ghana agenda. And that's why, like I said previously, I'm saying again, the good news is that a new party will be coming. A party that is forward by the right spirit, the right agenda. You understand? To fight for that Ghana cause. Because we don't have a choice. Nobody will build a country for us. Nobody will build a country for us. Lessons are being done against us. You take this Galamsey issue, and the Galamsey issue is persistent, clearly because of lack of faithfulness to Ghana, because of clear lack of leadership. So you have a situation where right now the MPP, who are supposed to be the biggest opposition party, do not have the moral grounds, the moral right to speak about it. When one of their leaders spoke about this, what was the attitude of the party? They quickly hauled him to that disciplinary committee. And yet, when Chemawun to men Abronye make their despicable speeches.
Who are you talking about? Abuapapong.
Abuapapong said that the MPP lacks moral right to speak about Galamsey.
The temerity to talk about it.
He didn't insult anybody. He was speaking his view. Have they not hauled him to the... Meanwhile, when Chemawun to me had the temerity, the cockroach audacity, to say that their entire process is being tilted to ensure that Baumia will become president. When Abronye said that, indeed, in fact, made a statement that attacked the integrity of their systems. If the party had any faithfulness, any loyalty, you understand, to the abiding principles of integrity and commitment, would they not be holding these two before their... Yeah, because you're a party. You're a party that ought to reflect the values of this country. And we have a country that says that one of or its abiding principle or its value sets includes a respect for the rule of law, a respect for accountability and probity, a respect for integrity, the values of integrity. And you have a political party who, by their actions, clearly show that they are adverse to.
So Wontumi and Abronye should also be treated same like the way they are treating Abuapapong and also
Abuapapong has not done any wrong. He simply says that because of their own actions, they lack the moral authority. Okay. Wontumi and Abronye should be suspended for showing values which ought to be adverse to the values of the MPP. But they don't sack them. They will just say we are distancing ourselves hypocrites. Because what Abronye and Wontumi are saying is essentially saying what the values of the MPP is now. That's what Ghanaians. I'm coming. Listen. If really we want to be truly emancipated, if we really want to build a country that is strong, if we really want to build a country that has virtue, why would we be considering anybody at all that the New Patriotic Party chooses for us?
You're not saying this because you are aggrieved? Former member of the party?
Aggrieved. Listen. Solomon Usu has been saying this, and I stamp on all forces.
You and Solomon Usu, you're on this tangent, former aggrieved members of the MPP?
We are Ghanaians. This I always tell you that under no circumstance am I going to choose any party ahead of my country. And I'm aggrieved, yes, as a Ghanaian, because of the Kosoko leadership they gave us. That has left, what's called, our water bodies as brown as chocolate.
Well, it's now the responsibility of Rashid Tango's government to tackle
listen.
Now, please end for me. Let me go to...
So in essence, what I'm saying is that it does not matter who they are going to bring. They are going to bring somebody who reflects their values. And the values, as we know them, are not values that we want leading this country. So for me, it does not matter. All I know is that Ghanaians are aggrieved. We are pissed with them, and whoever they bring is incapable of being faithful to Ghana. whoever they bring is incapable of preserving, defending, and protecting the laws of this country. Whoever they bring is incapable of dedicating themselves to the well-being of the people of Ghana.
Very interesting point.
In 2028, whoever they bring will be slapped away.
The name of your new party is going to be what?
Yeah, it will come very soon.
Okay. Rashid Tango, so you heard that. And already Musa Dankwa is postulating. And based on those surveys that there are individuals in your party, the general the chairman is already on. Thank you, Julius Debra, the chief of staff, currently engages in a lot of activities within the circles of government, the government that you have a clear position in. Is that a level of a disquiet, a concern about the inroads those individuals are making that could overtly or indirectly mean that they're campaigning or not campaigning, and so finding their names on the poll list should be of concern to you, or you are just focused on governance?
Very well, let me tell you, we are focused on governance. Clearly, if you look at it, we have not opened up any race for a presidential slot in our party. So I don't think it's on the table for discussion for now. I mean, people are doing their job, they are doing their work that they are mandated to do. And then, so as a government, we haven't seen anything wrong with it. I mean, clearly, people have been tasked to do their job, and they are doing fantastic in the field of which they found themselves. We are focused on the ball. The research agenda is on course. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is on course. He's delivering the goods. You can see our international rating has increased. I mean, his presence at the UN meeting has increased tremendously. Our rating in the Committee of Nations. That shows that we've actually elected a leader. This is the kind of leader the country deserves as of now. And I can assure you he's on top of issues. The government of the NDC is on top of issues. So for the issue of a presidential race, it's neither here nor there. It's not on the banner. The party has not taken any decision on it yet. FEC has not discussed anything of that nature. Not talk of the deck. So it's just people who are thinking aloud for the party. So we'll leave it as it is. But let's look at our opponents very clearly, because they have opened ears, and then they are trying to rewrite the political history of this country. I mean, with this method, they are putting out.
What do you mean by they are trying to rewrite the political history?
Oh, clearly. I mean, this top-down approach, we've never seen it since 1992. We've not had that type of structure. The Alisa group, you see, they are not doing the party any good.
Alisa group?
Yes. They sat in Alisa. It was Alisa Hotel they sat and took that decision. They are going to elect their presidential candidate before reorganizing the party. Who does that? You have gone to an election, you've lost terribly. You've lost, it has never happened. In fact, it's reminiscent of 1992 elections. After they lost the presidential, they ran away from the parliamentary. This is the first political party that boycotted a whole parliamentary election in 1992. You know, at that time, we did 2 elections. The first one was a presidential. After that, we now moved to the parliamentary. So when they were decimated at the presidential level, they ran away from the parliamentary. Now, to reorganize your party, you need to, because the tenure of these officers, the Alisa group, is almost getting out.
Alisa group?
Oh, I said they went and sat in Alisa Hotel and took that decision. I always describe the Alisa group. Because when they did that thing, they were all loyalists of one of the candidates. They were all loyalists. It's just like you have hawks sitting as judges, and then you bring a chicken before them to take a decision on the chicken. What kind of decision is that going to take? So they sat there and took this decision that, look, we are going to elect a presidential candidate before we ever think of reorganizing the party. Because the leadership that gave them this terrible resource still want to hold on to the power that they are holding. And they know that if they manage to put up the sole candidate that they are looking for, then they can also metamorphose themselves back to the offices that they are holding through the instrumentality of the candidate they are doing. That's what the Alisa group did. And you know,
it's not because the NDC is afraid that if they bring Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, it could cause a defeat to the NDC in 2028?
Roland, it's a settled and tried reason that they want to bring Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
They are bringing him. We are aware of it. That one there, nothing will change. That is what the Alisa group when they did. Package it. You think it's by mistake Wuntumi and Abuja is saying this? They were part of that decision. They sat at Alisa Hotel and took that decision. Everything they were doing, our ears, they were monitoring every discussion they had in that meeting. And I can tell you that it was well packaged. These other candidates that you are talking of, they are preparing for 2032 elections.
Which other candidates?
Oh, Kennedy Japan,
Brian Champon
and all that. I'm telling you, they are not interested in the 20.
Kwame Japan?
All of them, I'm telling you, market. Because they know this election that they are going. You see, when they fold their arms and say they are not contesting, okay, you see, in politics, you need to always be in the picture so that the people know that you also have some interest. Do you get that? If you fold your arm now and said, I'm not going to contest because they have already taken the decision, then your next election, you will find it difficult. The people think that you are not a serious person. So some of them, they are just doing this so that they will be in the mind of the would-be delegates that in the next ensuing thing, after Baumia will lose terribly in 2028 election, then you consider it because they won't bring him back again. You think they are going to bring him after he loses the 2028 again? So they have to prepare themselves. It's a long journey.
I don't understand.
Oh, why don't you understand? It's a long journey. You remember something happened. Rollins told us something at Takrady. In fact,
it has to be Cape Coast.
No, Cape Coast. It was Cape Coast when we went for our Congress. And he said something about MPP. That party, they always change their names, but they don't change their behavior. They change their names. The name, they continue to change the name. But the behavior, they won't change it. And I'm not surprised my learned counsel here said it. They always use the word, the party is supreme, not the country. That's why Ghanaians made sure that since 1972, they refused to give them political power until 2000. When new generation came, they didn't understand them very well and gave them that power. That led us to all this problem we're having in this country. Ghanaians, but if you look at our oldies and all this, they don't want them at all. They are not the people who should be allowed to.
The voters make those decisions.
I'm saying that the new generation that came in, who were born around 80s and early 90s, became voters in 2000. They didn't understand these people very well. They decided to give them power. And when they came in, this money crisis started by President Kufuor. We didn't know that even to put a poster and another thing, you need to collect money from a politician. Well, people chasing politicians for money started from these people. And the Rollins regime and then the third Republican, we didn't have all these kind of things happening. So I am saying that this group of people, they have already settled on one candidate. And they will continue to be bringing it out. But I'm saying that serious minds in the party are worried that you needed to reorganize the party. Put the party in a sound footing before you think of putting a presidential candidate on it. But you are putting a presidential candidate on a weak party.
No, I don't understand. You're saying they should be electing their
officers. They needed to reorganize their branches, go to the constituency, have an organization, reorganize because some of the executives, they need to push them out if they really want to have a serious party. And their national executive, I think they will continue to wipe all of them out if they need to have a serious party. Okay, this is how they will restructure, reorganize the party. Then when the party is properly energized, then you can think of putting a presidential candidate who can lead them. Now you are putting a presidential candidate on a party which is giving you 38%. The party that you are putting a presidential candidate on has gave you a 38% in the last election. And you still want to do that kind of thing. That is why I'm saying that my worries, and we as a political party, the NDC, our worry is this. We don't want to go for a one-party system in this country. That is what we don't want. And it appears we are moving towards that direction.
It will only be incumbent on you having governed the country well.
I am saying
and
that
the voters in 2028 making that decision. You don't make that decision.
I am saying that considering the performance of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the NDC government, Ghanaians look at what is going on. Everything is going on perfectly. Prices of goods has come down. People's life has increased. Life expectancy, I'm telling you, by the close of the year, you see that it will increase. Because people are no more dying because of worries.
Oh, please.
Trauma, it's a fact.
We have the Human Development Index that is used in measuring that.
Yes, they will do that. I am giving you
plays a key role.
I am telling you that.
Rashid Tanko.
I can tell you for a fact. Last year, a lot of people died because of trauma. Didn't you hear that a business mogul who died? He came out and held a press conference, how his monies were locked up, his business were crumbling because of haircut they were giving them. And the man finally died. Was it not because of the trauma the MPP gave him? This year, have you heard anybody who has come out to hold a press conference, my business is crumbling and things are not going well and my funds are locked up and therefore I'm having trauma to that? And I'm saying that Learned Council made a good analysis of their behavior. And they have already, look, Aborinya and then Chamaun to me, they are saying the same thing that the Alisa group sat and did. They are only the mouthpiece. Abronia. They are part of them. They were part of that meeting. They sat through in that meeting. Alisa group. Decision. Alisa group. They are the people. And they've taken this, so nothing will happen to him. That distancing, they say we are distancing ourselves.
Please put the NDC list from Musa Dankwa, the global info analyst, because he seemed to have been dodging the question. The list. The Haruna, Eric Opoku, and the list. Let me ask him a question. That list, you seem to be running away. Right? Is there? You say you just returned from Bimbila, right? Yes. Okay. Is there a certain public opinion or party opinion that you've seen it? Is there?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. I've seen that.
And you are saying that formally the party has not opened nominations.
Yes, we haven't.
Okay, Haruna Idris is still the minister doing his ministerial work. He hasn't gone around doing anything. But we have the chairman on a thank you tour. Ato Fosen is also doing his work. He'll be going to the IMF meetings very soon after the UN, etc. That'll be in October. And then we also have Julius Debra also doing his work. Sometimes he engages in other activities as well. I've seen him keep fit and some other things, community engagements. All of them are doing their work. But for their names to be coming up in polls in which people within the NDC who are part of the sample size chosen by Global Info Analytics, indicating that they have preferences, at least for these first 5, 6. Usually, as executives of the party, how do you take it? How do you react to such things? What do you think need to be done so that they don't put the cart before the horse? Because they have responsibilities for which they have been appointed into office to perform.
Very well, like I indicated initially, these are sampling. My good friend has done sampling. Okay, he's thinking aloud for people. I know officially none of them has declared their intention to contest anything because the writ of contest has not been given to us as a director of elections. Don't forget, I'm still a deputy director of elections and I for the party. So before I can do anything, I must have a writ of office from the National Executive Committee led by FEC, okay, to go ahead and prosecute this agenda of electing a presidential candidate. And I told you in my opening statement, none of that thing has happened. They haven't given us a writ as an election directorate to commence processes for the election of a presidential candidate. So that is somebody work. He's doing a sampling. I'm sure there might be other names which might come out openly. Don't be surprised. Maybe tomorrow somebody also comes out and said, I want to contest. Maybe they will add the person in there. So for now, let's look at it as just sampling. And it is not the decision of the party that we have opened up the processes for anybody to come in and contest. What I do know is that, yes, the national chairman, he led a campaign team during the 2024 election. We had several prongs of campaign. The president led a team, a group. He was then our candidate. The national chairman also led a group. I do know that the general secretary also led a group, and they were also moving. And so if he had visited some areas and he felt that he wants to go and thank them once again, I don't see anything wrong with that. The chief of staff is interested in exercises. Don't forget, before 2016, I remember 2016, he started something, Clean Up Ghana. Every Friday, at the end of the month, there was this clean-up exercise that was being carried out under his when he was then the local government minister. And then so he's a type who likes exercising. He likes a lot of work. Julius Debra. Those days, I remember him very well. They were doing this.
So what he's doing is just part of.
That is why I'm saying
normal routine.
It's a normal thing which is part of him. And so you cannot begrudge him or that of the national chairman, who did a fantastic job during the 2024 election, went around and did campaign in some areas, And when he's now going back to thank them, Julius is continuous his exercise and other thing. The other people are also doing their professional work, their administrative work and all that. I, from now, don't see it to be a problem at all. The party is solid. We are solidly behind His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to deliver. He's delivering it. The people are satisfied with our governance. We are going to make sure that we hold on to what we are doing, the reset agenda. We will continue it until 2028 so that Ghanaians will see that this party should be retained. Because what they are doing is what we are looking. International community have confidence in the president and the government of the NDC. The good people of the country are also happy that the kind of goodies we are giving them. In fact, I have been saying it. We have opened up the Flagstaff House. People can now go there, even in the night, to do demonstration around their place. Nobody will say anything wrong with them because this is a good governance. These are the things we are going to deliver.
You're even making Dr. Tutubo even laughing. But what do you make of the permutations that are coming up? From the NDC side, individual names are popping up, etc. But we know the established names already because they have opened the floodgate, so to speak. Nominations have been accepted, people have been vetted, and so generally we expect that a presidential candidate will be elected for the MPP. What does it say? The speculations on the part of the NDC, those individuals, and then the individuals we know who will be contesting for the MPP, and then how that reflects on the governance.
So, good morning to our viewers, and good morning to my co-panelist and your good self once again. Let me be quick about this. UTAG is having our conference today, starting today. And we are telling Ghanaians that we remain resolute on our position concerning Galamsey. And so Ghanaians should have confidence that...
The University Teachers of Ghana?
Yes.
Association of
Ghana, yes.
Okay.
And that we are still in talks with the government, to make sure that, government does not renege on its efforts, to fight Galamsey. Roland, let me get to your question. And I think that Dr. Computer, as the director for elections, Deputy Director for Elections, I think that he has so much work to do, and I feel that going forward, you see, politics has so many legs, and one of the legs that can actually break you down is issues of complacency. And again, when you tend to not to actually look at polls that are coming out and the trends that are following.
Why do you say so?
Yeah, I say so because listening to him, I feel that he should be taking certain cues from what Musa Dankwa has presented, rather than probably indicating that the party has not, as it were, opened its gates, for elections. I think that there's a popular saying that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And so I am assuming that this polls that Musa has brought out, though we can describe it as speculation, I think that probably he didn't just go, to randomly select names, but I feel that he had heard conversations going around. And based on these conversations, he decided, to, sample these names and test the views of Ghanaians and probably party members, on these names to see how, the perception or the voting intentions of voters or party delegates, as it were, would be. And that is what he has done. And I think that Musa, for the NDC, all right, and that is what Musa has done. And that is why I want the Deputy Elections Director for the NDC, to take note of. You see, I would advise that he probably may want to sit down with Musa Dankwa, to probably discuss, some of these matters very well. Because, again, 2028 will be a crossroad, for the NDC, whether they like it or not.
I don't understand.
A crossroad in the sense that the sitting president will not run again, right? Unless maybe it is proven otherwise. But per the Constitution, he's not running again. And I think that he has, by himself, indicated that he's not going to run. And so it will be good for the NDC to start scouting, for a replacement. And like Lawyer Pierre Dankwa was talking about, you see, one thing that I feel that our democracy and the political parties, the two major political parties, should start looking at is that the voter behavior in Ghana is changing. And the voter has become so much oriented to the point that, they don't just go to the ballot to vote, but now they go there with a sense of entitlement, sense of responsibility, sense of nationalism and patriotism. And so they wouldn't want to vote for any candidates at all, as they would in 92, 96, 2000 and co. Where, one of the criteria for voting for a particular candidate was your appearance. You understand? Those days, they will tell you that Rawlings was a handsome man. He's Obroni, and he speaks very good English.
Who are you referring to?
Jerry John Rawlings. You understand? And
are you saying they voted for Kufuor because he's also good looking?
They gave him the gentle giant slogan. Or you forgotten?
I have not.
Yes. So gentle giant, that brand that was placed on Kufuor, explains that he was thick and tall. All right. Some people were even talking about his sexy eyes and all that. You see? And so appearance. At a point in time, people were talking about John Mahama also as a handsome personality, somebody who speaks very well and all that. But you see, 2016, 2020, 2024 is painting a different picture altogether. And so now Ghanaians actually look at what is in for them rather than looking at appearance. Now, what is in for them? One, economical issues. A candidate who can manage this economy very well and to ensure that, look, my needs are met economically. So when candidates are asking for capabilities of a candidate, they are actually talking about the fact that, you can manage this economy very well and to ensure that, look, as a lecturer, I become a better person, all right? And as a broadcaster, Roland becomes a better person, And we are all giving our due. Economic development and all that comes in, And beyond that, issues concerning candidate personality traits, very important. Your leadership abilities, very important. And more importantly, your sense of responsibility and patriotism to this country. These are questions that people are asking for. So I believe strongly that in selecting candidates for both MPP and NDC, for me it is not a matter of, whether the person has been an NDC person or an MPP person for a number of years, or whether the person is this or with that, or no. I think that is where we have gotten to, and these are the changes that we require from our two major political parties. And you see, so when it comes to this issue about comparison, more especially when Musa couldn't place, reasons, to these things, it becomes a bit difficult for anybody at all, to be able to say that, yes, pair this person against that person, and it will work for party A or party B. For me, I think that it will depend largely on the expectation or the kind of leadership, the kind of personality that these two political parties are looking for. And that is the most important thing. And they cannot do that, sitting by their desk in their offices at the party houses, to be able to determine this. This should be informed by deep thought research. All right. Now, to bring candidates, to the voting behavior and voting intentions and voting preferences of the Ghanaian voter. Else, if you are not careful, you would present a candidate to delegates. Delegates would follow, monetary issues, pick up any candidate for you. You come and place that candidate, and you realize that, you are in trouble. All right. And so for me, I think that it is very important that if Dr. Tanko talks about the fact that it is not time yet, for the NDC to be talking, I feel that, you want to begin a journey of 1,000 miles. If you don't take the first step, you never get there.
You mean he's playing ostrich?
No, I think that he's being very defensive.
And he shouldn't be.
Oh, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be. Probably he has not thought about it for now. And the party equally, have not gotten to that point. Okay. Because I heard him talk about the MPP decision, to move away from the normal tradition where you go through a certain process before electing a flag bearer, which the NPP had decided to change. All right. Now, you see, the question that comes obviously is that, if you are not faced with a problem, what is not broken, you can't fix it, isn't it? But when a process is broken, all right, you think about probably fixing it. And you probably feel that I did it this way the last time, and it is not working for me. Just as, the MPP feels that the normal trajectory that they follow actually is not helping them or wouldn't help them this time around. So what can we do to probably avert the problems we are facing? And they said that, okay.
So you support their approach? Eh?
As a management person, as a marketing strategist, right? I don't doubt innovations and creativity.
I don't understand. You mean you advise them that they should go on this route?
I didn't advise them. I didn't advise them. Okay.
Huh?
I heard the decision they've taken.
Okay.
Okay. But if I am going to be the advisor of the MPP, I would have advised them to look out for a solid way that probably can put, the devil behind them, to sleep, rather than probably keeping that devil awake and then giving them problems. So for me, if the MPP feels that this is the direction we are taking, let us elect a presidential candidate first before, proceeding. Probably, and the reason that they are attached is that, look, they are bedeviled with, internal party wranglings. They need a unifier, who can bring the party together. They need a leader who can lead them to, unity and to rebuild the party. And so they want to start it early so that if they are able to get that candidate will lead them. Now, if it works, that is an innovation, right? It gives us, some of us, the understanding that, okay, let's research into this, all right? And then we do it. It could also give other political parties an eye-opener for them to equally learn about it. So my point is this. Obviously, when we see a competitor, all right, taking up a stand, and that stand, probably is something that will help them, probably catch out to the market. It should be a worry, to you as a political party, and probably do some level of study that will put you, to that level where probably you would understand that, hey, this position that these people have taken, what if it works? If it works for them, then it means that if you are not careful, it is becoming a serious weapon against you. So what do? All right. So it is better for you to start preparing, for that initiative that has been taken, rather than probably sitting on the fence. And in marketing, we believe that when we study strategic management, they will tell you that, look, the competitor who probably has not gotten to the marketplace may be as dangerous as that competitor who, is in the market. Let's even take football. Yesterday, when I was watching Arsenal's match.
You're an Arsenal fan?
Yes, I am an Arsenal.
That's why you have a lot of patience. Please end for me.
I hear you. So when I was watching that match, I realized that, a player from the bench came to give Arsenal, the equalizer. And finally, they went on to win. What does it tell us in politics? It tells you that when a strategy is being implemented, you cannot just talk about, a competitor, a direct competitor that you are facing, but equally you must also take into consideration an indirect competitor. So in other words, what I'm wanting to
for the
advise,
who is the indirect? Who is the?
No, I'm talking about the
substitute.
I'm only giving. I am who?
Okay, thank you.
No, I've not landed. Okay. I was telling my brother Tango Computer something, and what I'm telling him is that, look, with all the goodwill that they have, it is better for them to understand that the initiative that the MPP has taken is not something that probably the NDC should just condemn and then say that it will not work for them. Okay. All right? Because if it works, then it is going to give the NDC a hell of a problem.
That's why you have trouble looming.
We don't have.
Just a minute. You don't.
We don't. Clearly, we don't. You see, our party has a time-tested structure, and we work through the structure. I mean, I've been with it since 1992, and it has always worked for us. The MPP, this is the first time they are trying this. And I told you the reason why they took that decision.
Bottom up.
The top button, because this Alisa group, I continue to call them, want to hold on to their offices. Okay. And so the only way out is, let's bring in Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. This structure is already there. This delegate, haven't you seen they are talking about delegates already cooked? Nobody is going to be changed. The people that voted for him during the presidential decision are the same people who are coming for national as king. So he's going to be their candidate, and then he also make sure that
you seem to have mapped it out.
Until we have it, it's a strategy they have put in place. So we are
think the strategy will work for both parties. That he says there's a trouble that's going to become a looming crisis in NDC, and then also. It's a done deal for DMB, they say.
DMB. They don't have a show, so I forgot about them. Let me remind the OSP. Let me remind you that we sent a petition. His Excellency Dr. Bawumia says that he, Dr. Bawumia, bought over 300 pickups to aid MPP's candidates.
A petition
to the OSP.
Are you part of the petition?
Yes. And so I want to use this opportunity to remind the OSP that in line with the spirit of probity and accountability and our collective duty to build that right political culture that will hold political leaders accountable. Because that's the only way we can guarantee for ourselves the rule of law.
Okay.
The OSP must, as a matter of urgency, look into the petition. Understand? And
is it really against Bawumia or
Bawumia, I don't want to go and do investigation. Bawumia, he said it himself. Okay. He said it himself. So OSP, we beg you, in line with the spirit of probity and accountability, please, what's called justice delayed is justice denied. Quickly look into the petition.
You said there's trouble looming for the NDC, right?
We don't have it at all. We don't.
Roland.
Let me say good morning
Roland, wait.
Mr. Seth Abloso. Mr. Seth Abloso is a strong trade unionist. And then also Mubarak Usman of the Tamale Technical University, as well as Irene and the rest of them as well. And let me say good morning to everybody who has sent us messages. I see Kenzie, I see you as well. Zilis Dwayne, sorry I can't read everybody's message. So Dallas, I've seen you as well. And Prince Nani York is there. Let me say good morning to a man I met yesterday, James Pinkra, Pinkus Pinkra, Senior. All the best to you as well. And then Johnny Hughes, great guy. I wish you all the best. Pinkus Pinkra, wishing you all the best for the day as well. So wishing you all the best, all of you. But in the meantime, we have to go for a break. When we come back, we'll tell you why you also need to cash out. Now, cash out says that, look, you have to use the options you have, which is a short code *439#, increase the number of tickets you have. So you choose option 2, increase the number of tickets you have. So people like Quintel of the Adenton constituency could do that. And they could be one of those lucky winners. But just in case you want to look smart and fashionable, make sure that you visit any Woodin boutique nationwide. And you have to do that today because Woodin is offering amazing collection of authentic African fabrics and then ready to wear, all coming in beautiful designs and colors for men and women. With Woodin, you can get creative and versatile with your design. So be confident and also show off how truly African you are in Woodin. So go to a Woodin shop today, get to choose from their amazing collection of their trendy products. You can blog them, style them, do whatever it is you want, and go look out for them on social media. Woodin Fashion, that's the name on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, etc. Frida Kujo of the University of Development Studies, wishing you all the best for the day as well. Delight Mojaka as well, University of Development Studies, wishing you all the best for the day as well. And then James Pinkra, Pinkus Pinkra, wish you all the best.
Yes, that's why I wanted to use that to congratulate them.
Who?
I mean, UDS.
UDS.
I mean, His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings, NDC UDS. They did fantastic.
In the football match.
The football match.
The university
the first
football.
African university to win such
that.
I mean, we need to congratulate them. I mean, this is what NDC will always bring to the good people of Ghana. I mean, when given the opportunity, and then there more are coming. I mean, don't be surprised. We are going to the World Cup very soon. And you see
the Black Stars.
The Black Stars.
It was the NDC